within the vault. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all this. To not only do so, but manage to find me. To infiltrate the Institute itself. Extraordinary.
So it was you. You let me out.
Yes. It was my decision.
Why let me out now? After all this time.
Certainly it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would happen. An experiment of sorts. I had no idea what kind of man you were, you see. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you, as it has everything else? Would you even survive? Perhaps most curious to me, would you, after all this time, attempt to find me? And now I know the answer.
Of course, I still love you, Sean. I always will.
Sean, you need to know. I still love you.
I can see that you do. Well, it's remarkable. There are greater things to come after your success at Bunk. The synths have been safely returned, and I hope you weren't it.
There's always a risk. It was worth it.
I'm glad you... The railroad... And you, well, please. It's time for you to become more involved in the future. I'd like you to join me. I'll be waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in.
Nice work bringing that rogue synth back.
It's important to have some.
All maintenance requests should be directed to the Facilities Division.
Son.
Let's get this directorate meeting over with before we speak further. It's important. Let's get this directorate meeting over with before we speak further.
This one was certainly found. Can you not see the crime it does? Don't make excuses. You're clearly defective. I intend to report this. Perhaps that will be disassembled. Make something that's actually useful.
Good, we're all here. I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is he doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware. Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure with the exception of one notable breach. Otherwise, internally, things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ayo has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes, Watchers show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. Boston International Airport remains occupied, with Brotherhood presence noted at several other points throughout the Commonwealth. Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, where are we on Phase 3?
Excuse me, but, sir, are you sure this is, well, the proper time to be discussing that? Considering, I mean, given all parties present?
Ah, yes, that's true. Have you heard anything about Phase 3?
What's Phase 3?
It's very important to us. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground, a very valuable commodity. I'm not talking about some abstract concept of control. I mean real, tangible power. The kind that keeps the lights on. With every advance the Institute makes, our need for raw power increases. Many compromises and sacrifices have been made over the years to allow progress to continue.
Right. Such hard times down here.
I would never disagree that life in the Institute is better than above ground. We have done much to ensure it. Now, we take things even further. Phase 3 is simply the activation of a nuclear reactor that can provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just our survival, but our prosperity.
Sounds like an important step.
That's an understatement. The reactor is close to ready, but recent tests have determined we have a few. And to how...
Sir.
Yes, Dr. Ayo. Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations, yes? Well, while I'm not overly fond...
Yes.
This is not a matter for debate. Now,
I don't know.
Dr. Holdren, it is, as I'm sure several of you are already aware, I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say I am dying.
No!
Can't be
Please,
serious.
everyone, please, I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time.
This can't be happening. I only just found you.
I've had the same thoughts more than a few times. But we cannot let this stop us. Our work must continue. We can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute is at stake. The Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all in mind. To that end, I am naming my father as my successor.
Oh, boy. You can't be serious!
Really?
How can you possibly justify this? He isn't one of us. He isn't even a scientist.
Your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my father has already proven himself more than capable in that regard. This will conclude this meeting. Thank you.
Unit B592 is undergoing the
Quiet time
reclamation
runs from
process.
10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
I had no idea.
I know this is... well, it's a lot to take in at once. I'm sorry, Father. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous.
I can do the job.
Of course you can. That's why I made the decision. But I'll admit, I'm sorry, Mother. I understand. You've been through quite a lot. I know this is a lot. However, Mother, Father, I know. There's no question that some of the... That's why I'd like you to take charge of this latest. There are hard decisions.
Son,
serious protection.
I dislike resorting to the use of Commonwealth technology. Advantage it will provide in this...
nice.
Notice anything suspicious?
Area. Not
Sweet.
repeat. Area not secure. Damn you,
That's a lot of damage!
Got it.
Since you left, you were scheduled for anything you'd like to report?
Nothing to report, sir. I carried out my duties, as usual. Yes, I mean, no, it's not.
Rest this evening. And I glorify your care.
Emergency relay activated. Relay powering up. Ready in 10, 9, 8.
Allie.
Busy day for you, isn't it? Well, it's about to get busier. You're going to lead this operation, I'm told.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go over the details.
Right.
Recent events have upset. We're going to have to cut. You're going to the.
Consider it done.
I'll consider it.
Uh-huh. Sounds good. I'd appreciate the company.
Not as much as I'd. But here we are. Not to put more. We don't want them get. Head on up to the rear.